the Phoenix Stone. Y'all cannot tell me y'all understood that. What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I have been resurrected from the dead. I know you guys haven't seen me since literally January, but leave it to TVD to be what brings me back. So I don't know if you guys know or saw the recent Hot Ones video with Ian and Paul asking each other's questions about the show and everything. One question that came up was, what do you think was the storyline that should have never left the writer's room? Paul answered and said, Steroline.
Name one storyline you think should have never made it out of the writer's room. After Nina left the show, they were like, we need to pair Stefan with some romantic partner. And then Stefan and Caroline ended up having a wedding. It was a little forced, but it was cute. It was cute.
I was like, oh my god, there's so many other worse storylines in the show that he could have said that he didn't say that started driving me insane. So I made a list. Literally right after I watched the video, the Hot Ones video, because I saw it on my TikTok, and then I was like, let me watch the video on YouTube. So today, that is going to be our topic of discussion. But anyways, guys, before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll leave my TVDU playlist in the description, and you guys can check that out after the video as well. Alright, the first storyline that I literally thought of immediately when he said what he said was The Cure. The whole Cure was complete bullshit. The whole idea of making a vampire show and vampires in general is that they're immortal. That's what people like about vampires, other than oh, they're cool, they're hot, they're sexy. Them being alive forever. So when they introduced The Cure, oh my god, I went with it though because I was like, okay, whatever. They gotta save Elena somehow. They gotta make her go back to human somehow. When many people who got turned into vampires before her were just told, nope, either die or you become one of us. I don't know. I didn't read the books. So book readers, if this happened in the books, disregard everything I'm saying. Just say that the writers were going with what they saw in the books. But if this was not in the books, it's supposed to be you're turned into a vampire and you have two choices, and that's it. You're lucky you even have a choice to just die in that situation, to just not even become one of them. At the time, I was like, okay, Elena has a chance. I was like, because I didn't want her to be a vampire when I watched the show. I did not want her to become one. It was fun and cool to see her as one, but when I was watching it, I remember vividly, I did not want her to become a vampire. It would have been fun if it died in that season. The Cure was taken and it was gone forever. But when it started to reappear in other seasons, I'm pretty sure 4 people already took The Cure at that point. So that's my number. That's the top. That has to be at the top. I cannot believe Paul ever didn't say that. When he said Steroline, I wasn't too mad because they were in my worst relationships of TVD. Girl code number 1, and even Stefan's weird for that. It's okay. He died. So the next storyline I'm gonna mention, and this list doesn't really have an order of worst to best. These are all storylines that I just feel what the heck. Alaric going from human to vampire to human. How did that happen? I probably need to rewatch the show. I kind of got lost. I know he got turned. How did he get turned back? Y'all explain that to me. There should never be a way, other than The Cure, for you to go back to being human. It should have only been one person that took it, and everyone else, you're gonna have to thug it out. With the witches, they are the reason vampires even exist. So I think they tried to use that as a way to explain how he became human again, but they were always told not to upset the balance. I don't know, Alaric, him going from human to vampire to human, that's bullshit. And I feel in Legacies, it would have made more sense that he was a vampire. If they were gonna go full on supernatural, mermaids, dragons, phoenix, and everything in Legacies, they should have been alright, we're gonna have no humans. It's gonna be strictly supernaturals, freaks. The next storyline that I feel literally everyone, no one questions, is Katherine coming back to life. Y'all know how she died. It was sad, it was finally gone. She came back. Her storyline got effed up. She had the ability to be the best, well-rounded villain in the show, but the writers ruined her storyline. After her meeting her daughter again, and that whole storyline, I was fine with that. But after that, and then she came back to, it just made no sense, Katherine coming back to life. Just to have her die again with Stefan. That should have been the end of Katherine as we know it on TV. Alright, the next storyline that made no sense to me was the Mystic Falls boundary line. That started, I think, in season 5. No supernaturals could cross the line, they couldn't leave. But I swear to God, they crossed it like several times after it was created. I feel like the writers forgot like that existed. Yo, it should have lasted maybe 2 episodes. It was dragged on. I don't think it should have been a whole thing. It should have just been there for like a 2 episodes, and then somehow a witch broke the spell, and that's it. They kept it going, and I feel like that's what fucked the writers up. If you have a ring or something, if you have something else, you can cross it, you can pass it. Like, they started creating different things to make it, okay, this supernatural can leave. That's definitely gonna be on this list. I don't care. It made no sense. Alright, the next storyline, I feel like that made no sense. It's actually the Phoenix Stone. How can y'all tell me y'all understood that? Now I got it. I understand. It was a stone. Supernatural creatures could be trapped inside of it. But it just started getting hazy when people were coming out of it and getting fully resurrected out of it. What? I thought this was like a supernatural jail. Yeah, I just feel like Julie became really obsessed with resurrection. She started trying to think of different ways to bring characters back to life. I don't know. And then because this is the topic that literally made me make this video, I'm gonna include Steroline on this video. I talked about it briefly in the worst relationships, but the reason why I want to include it in this one is because I feel like it didn't fit the timeline. In the Hot Ones video, Paul said that the writers were like, we gotta like come up with a girlfriend for Stefan. We need a love interest for him. When he said that, I was like, oh my god, this literally just confirmed everything that I've ever said about Steroline. It felt thrown together. It felt out of nowhere. It didn't make any sense. Caroline is Elena's best friend. Stefan's Elena's ex. Like, it just made no sense, and he literally confirmed it. Why did Stefan need a love interest? It would have been great to see Stefan single till the end. Like, all we got from him from the beginning of Vampire Diaries was him in a relationship, mourning a past relationship, journaling about a relationship. That's all we ever got from Stefan in the beginning. It would have been great to just have him single till the end of the show. But hearing him admit it, like, wow, I wonder what else they literally just came up with out of nowhere for the show just because they wanted it. Ian and Bonnie wanted Bayman to happen, and the writer said no. Like, they could have made anything happen. Alright guys, so those are all the storylines I could think of. Literally leave yours down below. If I missed any big ones, I'm pretty sure I did. Because this show was just unserious after a long time. But yeah, this definitely brought me out of retirement, so I will be trying to get back on the weekly upload. But yeah, I'll also link the Hot Ones video in my description if you guys didn't see it. I watched it. It was pretty fun. It was fun. Paul was the highlight for me. He needed to make his own podcast or something. But yeah, guys, without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I'll leave that TVDU playlist below, and you guys can check that out after the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next one.